Welcome to the show, everybody. Joseph Robert, the fantasy football counselor, in the studio with the great, the powerful Tim, aka the Bald Man. What's going on, Tim? You excited to dive into must-haves? Let's dive
I'm
into
ready.
it.
Yeah, let's give her.
You're excited. You don't want to waste any time here today, don't you,
Just
Tim?
knock it out.
All right, so Tim, today we're talking about the top 10 must-haves. You've got five, I've got five. Now, most people know who I really love, and I'm going to give them, like, I've got these guys on all my teams. I got to have them. Especially at certain guys at their ADP, got to have them. Give them to me. Give them to me. That's the type of mentality here. And Tim, you've got your five. We're going to go back and forth. We're going to discuss. I've seen his five. He's seen my five. We're going to have a battle today because we don't really agree on all these guys, Tim. Do you think there'll be a bit of a battle today?
I think I'm just going to call you crazy, and everybody else knows why.
we're gonna go through it. So before we get into this, guys, make sure you do grab the 16-round draft solution, sleepers, breakouts, optimal players drafted each round, principal cheat sheet, everything you need in one spot. Secure the solution, secure the championship. Use code SMASH to save, which is what I'm gonna do to Tim in a little bit. We're gonna smash each other. Knuckles.
That kind.
I'm thinking a different smash, like smash your face, and you're thinking of a different smash. All right,
Yeah.
all right, that's too much. All right, so 16-round draft solution. And actually, I got the 16-round plus tool as I'm talking about the 16-round draft solution. That's not good. The 16-round plus tool that just leads right into it. That's an additional tool, guys, for your draft. 16-round plus, you got the inside information, you got notes, you got everything. It's an app. You open up the live app during your draft, guys. 16-round plus, thefantasyfootballaccounts.com. It's a separate course from the solution. Okay, so you got the solution, which is video training with notes, and then you've got a web-based app that you can open up during your draft. Two amazing products, Tim, under programs at thefantasyfootballaccounts.com. I've linked them below. Go get them. Secure the solution, secure the championship. Use code SMASH to save on the solution. All right, Tim, let's dive into it here. Must-haves. Are you ready to go with this? I mean,
Let's
when we
go.
say must-have, these guys have lion type abilities. These guys are the cream of the crop. We must have them. Tim, who is a player for 2020 fantasy football you must draft, you must have, you dream about every night? This is a player that it's on your mind constantly, Tim. Who is it?
First of all, let me tell you the way I approached this. This is my guys I really want. This is kind of my draft order. This is what I am hoping to get. So you can basically take it as if my number one pick is off the board, I'm going for my number two. If my two is off, I'm going for three. Pretty much that's how it's going to play out. I mean, I might be reaching a little bit on some of these, so I wouldn't do it totally. But my number one pick, my must-have, is Nick Chubb.
Nick Chubb. You got a chubby for chubby. Now, what's the reason for Chubb? I mean, I know the reason. I want to hear why you love
Come on.
Nick Chubb.
Come on, Kareem Hunt's not there anymore. It is totally Nick Chubb now. So, man, with Hunt gone, Chubb is going to eat a little more. He's going to get a couple extra TDs. It's going to be the Chubby show.
Yeah, I mean, he's coming off late round one, super safe. I mean, you got Watson there, Mr. Massage, who probably will be taking some goal line work from him.
Nah, minimal. Not a concern for me.
If you guys don't know that sound effect, like, what's that moaning in the background? That's actually Deshaun Watson, fresh off the massage. Actually, this would happen during his massages. And so every time we say Watson, we've been doing that sound effect. So aside from him stealing some volume from Nick Chubb, I don't really see a problem here, Tim. I really don't. I mean,
Like
he
you
is
say, maybe a couple of those close touchdowns, in the inside the 3-yard line or something. Other than that, that's not a concern.
All right, let's keep going here with the guy that I must have. And see, we did this differently here. We did it completely differently. So you did it like, because the thing is, you got a bunch of first rounders, so you could go this guy or that guy. I did it, these must-haves, so I can have all these guys on my team. So these guys' ADPs are different. So it's not like I'm saying Jahmyr, Chase, and Jefferson. I'm going a round one guy, let's say a round three guy. So I'm kind of like stacking them. You kind of went this or that. So
so for me, these truly are my must-haves. I must have them in this order is pretty much what I'm saying. You're saying as long as I can get them at the price or, maybe reach a little bit, I'm going to take them. I got to have them. So you don't mind if it's a fifth rounder and maybe you have to take them in the fourth. You're going to take them.
Yeah, so I'm this and this guy. You're this or that guy. Does that make sense,
Yeah.
guys? Stick with us. It's a confusing show here today on Thursday morning. I know. I know. We're near the end of the week here. All right. So my guy is Bijan Robinson. Love him. And people are saying, Joe, I'm actually getting flustered, angry, upset with the way you call him. I don't care because I'm the only one pronouncing it right. It's Bijan, Bijan. Jan as in ran, bi as in bi-weekly, Bijan. It's like common sense. And I hate when people mispronounce names, but I'm doing it the right way. It's Bijan Robinson. Tim, what are your thoughts, first of all, on the pronunciation?
I really hate when the person whose name it is can't pronounce it right. So, man, you got him, Joe.
I got him. Thank you, Tim. Finally, somebody on my side. I like that.
Yeah.
All right, lion mentality. So no, Bijan Robinson, they ran the ball 500 times. The Falcons. Did you guys know? People that watch my channel know who I must have. Round one, I've got him in all my drafts, and I think I drafted in one of the leagues. I drafted like 12th. I still got Bijan at 12th. This was back in, I can't remember. It was like July or something like that. But either way, love the upside, love the talent, love the durability. I don't know if you saw that one video, Tim. God forbid he ever gets hurt. He basically flipped over and a defender came in running and he basically jackknifed his back backwards. He kind of folded backwards where his legs ended up by his head. It was crazy. Like people thought he was, God forbid, paralyzed from this back in college. A video has been circulating with this happened with Bijan. So long story short, hopefully that's the worst injury he'll ever see and that it shows that he's durable. Thank God. So I think durability will be good. Upside will be good. Everything will be good. Algiers going to be there. But I mean, everybody's got a committee. Look what happened with the Jets and Breece Hall. Look what's happening with the Patriots. I mean, that's to be expected with the Patriots. But listen, I love the upside with Bijan, talent, opportunity, upside. And the way I look at it, Tim, it's like I look at it as a curve, right? So I see an upward curve forward for Bijan. I look at a guy like Eckler on a downward curve coming off this pinnacle year. That's why I skate to where the puck is going to be, not where the puck currently is, and that's how everybody else drafts. So there's my reasoning with Bijan. Do you like Bijan this year?
I do. I think you're really reaching. So you're saying if you were pick
Yeah,
one, you're
yeah.
taking Bijan.
I gotta have him. I just have to have him. I don't know what it is, but I just have to have him. Now I love Jonathan Taylor too, but there's contract issues. Apparently he left practice again. There's a lot of drama there, and again, he's a big question mark. Which, at this point, just be careful with him. Hopefully things clear the next couple of days. But yeah. I mean, I don't think he's a reach at all. I mean, if for example last year, I grabbed Henry first overall, right, or Saquon Barkley, everyone's going Taylor. So you would have said, yeah, you're reaching on Barkley, but I ended up getting him in the second round anyway, but he outperformed a guy like Taylor. So yeah, I just think the upside is there for Bijan. He's coming off
Anything can happen, but you're taking a rookie on a heavily used running team. So that's a good thing. That is a bonus.
Yeah.
And I just read that Cordarrelle is a little bit injured and might actually miss some time.
I heard the same.
Yeah, so I mean that is a little bit more of a benefit because at first I was like, "Oh man, you are reaching for this dude." Like I get it. He's coming in just about the same thing as Saquon, like ranked really high, coming in, really good runner, blah blah blah. Somewhat of a crappy team overall, but a very good running team. I'm kind of starting to sway, but I still think everybody's just reaching on a hope and a prayer. And I don't like that. I like to go a little more safe.
Speaking of safe, the next guy. Let's get into Tim's next pick here. I mean, it doesn't really.
This is a no-brainer.
Doesn't really get much safer than this. Justin Jefferson here for your must-have team. Can you? I mean, there's no real explaining here, but you like Jefferson, right?
Oh yeah, I mean, come on. This goes back a couple years, even when Thielen was still there. I was a little more pro Thielen back then. Jefferson showed me that he is the man. So give him a few more touchdowns, and that'll be great because the receptions, the yardage, everything is there. No Dalvin Cook, no Thielen. There's nowhere else to go but up. I mean, this guy is the focal point of the offense.
Oh, Tim, we got somebody entering the studio here. It's actually Connor. He's entered the studio. Connor, welcome to the show. I'm going to give you. Pass me the mic. Connor, hold on a second. We just got to get you on camera here. Pass me the mic. All right, he's coming on camera here. Connor, welcome to the show. Hey, everybody, it's me. At this point, you know it's me. Oh, I love Jefferson. I love him. I'm all over him. I love him. He's very conscientious, although I have not seen Eckler and Christian McCaffrey yet, so I'm not really completely satisfied. Hi, Tim. How are you, Baldy?
I'm good, Sheepy. You're being nice today.
Ah, enjoy it while it lasts, a-hole.
And it's done.
What do you want? Listen, this is my show, and have you noticed that Gwen hasn't been here? She's been on vacation, which is nice. And that Jimmy boy, half baldy, I haven't seen him for a while too. And then I come to the studio and here you are. Surprise, surprise.
I'm resilient there, Sheepy. So you've made Gwen take stress leave, but I'm here and I'll throw it back in your face.
Oh, yes, I kicked her off the show, actually. You're lucky if you ever see her again. So, anyway, bottom line is I love this pick, although I'd like to see more Eckler and I'd like to see more Christian McCaffrey. So I'll be looking forward to the show. I'm going to go back to the herd, but I'll be looking for those two on this list as must-haves because they're direct copy and paste from last year.
You got it, Sheepy.
All right, Tim. I mean, do you have anything else to say for him? I mean, he called you an a-hole. Are you going to just take that, Tim?
Whatever. Look who it's coming from.
That's not very nice at all. I got to go. Bye. All
Bye,
right, Tim. That's enough for you. You had to make an appearance, and we're getting mixed feelings from him. Some people like him, some people hate him. So I'm just doing small dosages of him. You don't get them all the time. You know what I mean?
Thank God.
All right. My next must have. And, you know, if I miss out on him, obviously there's Trevor Lawrence and other guys I like. But Justin Herbert. I mean, Justin Herbert just got paid. Some people say, oh, he got paid. Maybe he's going to lose his incentive, that type of thing. But I'm not really concerned. I mean, Justin Herbert's the real deal. Second in passing attempts with a broken wide receiver core last year, injured. The addition of Quentin Johnston, new offensive coordinator. I mean, really, I just feel the sky's the limit. I think he's going to be in talks literally for MVP candidate this year. I think, again, we had a good year out of Jalen Hurts. We had a good year out of Allen. We had a good year out of Mahomes. And those guys could still continue. But things shift, things move. And we know Herbert had a bit of a down year last year. I think it was the rib injury early on. He was banged up a little bit. He still played through the injury. I remember this one game where he was banged up. I think it was the ribs. Again, I have so much in my brain here. I think it was like early in the season. And he got banged up. I'm like, oh, no. And then I was down that week, a couple points. And then he just threw a bullet for a touch. Came back hurt and threw a bullet. I think they ended up losing the game, but I won my fantasy week. So I just love the work ethic, love the heart, love the volume, love the addition of Quentin Johnston. I think he's just a quarterback you must have. And you don't have to pay a third-round pick. You get him in the fifth round. Thoughts here on Uncle Herbie here. Herbo, again, this guy Brent says, Herbo time. He's one of our listeners. His name is Brent. So I have to shout him out on this. So what do you think?
Time? I don't know if I get that one, but yeah, I mean, I love Justin Herbert. Doesn't run as much as you would want, you know, when you're looking at a Josh Allen, some of these other quarterbacks that are going now. Mahomes isn't much of a runner either, but you know what I mean? Like, yeah. I want a quarterback that can run a fair bit, get a couple TDs that way. When I say a couple, I'm talking 5 to 8, maybe even 10 would be nice. But yeah. Herbert's got the arm. He's got a good team around him. Yeah, man, you can't go wrong. What can I say?
Safe for fifth round. He's one of my must-have quarterbacks, I should say. We should have narrowed it down. All right. All right, Tim, let's keep moving on to our next one here.
Oh yeah.
All right. All right. These picks just make me excited. Except for the next one, Tim. I think we're going to have a spirited debate argument, or I'm just going to smash you on this one. I don't even want to say the name
You
of
could
this
try
one.
to make your point, but I think you're sleeping and you're just crazy on this one. Tony Pollard. Zeke is gone. Pollard has taken his time to earn the first place here, Joe. I know that's always your thing. He was never good enough to take out Zeke, blah, blah, blah. But it takes time to knock out a guy as good, as talented as Zeke was. So, yeah. It is the Pollard show. You're going to say Deuce Vaughn is there. Rojo's there. I don't care. They're not going to touch Pollard year one. First of all, Rojo's not going to touch him at all, period. And Deuce Vaughn, No way, man. What was he, like a 6th round pick, last round pick?
He is good, and now did you watch preseason week 1? He is shifty. He's good. He's going to be used. He's a really good scat back. Trust me. And he runs in between tackles because they can't see him. He'll run between your legs. That's the thing. He's so elusive. It's like literally having a bulldog that can carry the ball on the field. It's going to be hard to tackle a bulldog with a low center of gravity. He just runs right underneath you.
Some guys can do it, man. Some guys can get in between, like you say, that low center of gravity, just keep the shoulders down. But I'm still saying year 1, he's not going to hurt Pollard. He's going to take a little bit away, definitely, but he's not going to really put a big dent in him.
You know what's fascinating? This is the year where there's so much to be proven. We got all these rookie quarterbacks. How are they going to do? We got all these rookie wide receivers. I mean, there's always rookie wide receivers. But what's so unique is that you've got these backups, Tony Pollard. Can he step up? You got, who's the other guy? I was just thinking about him now. Oh, Alexander Madison, backup for years. How is he going to do? Right? So you've got these guys, they're going to try to step up, but how are they really going to do as a true RB1 when given that high amount of volume? That's a big question mark. So again, more teams going into this committee approach, which is total BS. Pollard has always been a committee back because Zeke carried the load. I think he had over 200 attempts Zeke did last year. Pollard was hurt last year with Zeke carrying 200 attempts. Now, is Pollard going to weather the load? Are they going to integrate guys like Deuce Vaughn, Rojo a little bit more? Something to see, something to look forward to. But, I mean, with the last pick, I think he moved up to around like 15 now. Deuce Vaughn did. I mean, why not? I'm just going to stash him, but I'm fading Pollard. I just think he's overinflated. I think he is like the DeAndre Swift of last year. Everybody was on Swift. And I think that he's kind of like that fool's gold for this year. We're going to see. And that's what makes fantasy so exciting because these predictions happen or they don't. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, I think he's earned his spot. I think he can do it. So all we can do is watch and see.
All right, let's see what the audience thinks on Tony Pollard here, Tim. Let's see what they say.
I'd like a little more excitement, but okay.
No, that's the Oprah Winfrey studio audience where there's like a serious, docu-series type clap where there's something. Anyway, long story short, let's keep going here. I don't like Tony Pollard. All right, let's go here. Next one here, I absolutely love. I'm giddy about it. I'm excited. And Tim's always like not about the highlight reels, but go watch Jahmyr Gibbs highlight reels. That's all I got to say. He looked okay in preseason. I like to have seen more out of him in preseason. We know he's very capable. We know he's ultra explosive. We know that the Lions invested a first-round pick on him. We know that he's there. And I know what Tim's going to say. Get ready to say it, Tim. Montgomery's there. Let's hear it.
And the Lions suck in general? Is that good enough?
No, they're a good team this year. They're going to be good. Goff is efficient.
They're going to be decent this year. I'll give you that.
They got that upside.
I don't like this though. You've taken two rookie running backs out of your first 3 picks that you must have.
And
I know that there's another to come.
Oh yes. And the thing is, I don't know. I got this good feeling about Jahmyr Gibbs. I think he's going to be used a lot. I think they're again an ultra efficient offense this year. There's something just telling me. Now, the big question is, Tim, are you willing to invest a 2nd round pick? I got that question asked for me at DMs. Here's the deal. If you're drafting 12th, 13, he's not coming back around 24 picks later into your 3rd round. He's just not. And that's just a fact. He's not going to end up. I've seen it. I've done enough mock drafts. He does not fall. In a 12-person league does not fall to that end of 3rd round pick. Not going to happen.
To me, a guy like you can't take the 2 rookie running backs 1st and 2nd round, man. If one of those guys really falls off, you're kind of screwed.
I got a backup plan for a backup plan. That's what I teach. But again, your safer bet is probably to go Najee round 2, someone like that, or get an ace wide receiver like Garrett Wilson or an Amon-Ra because they have some upside. They're coming off round 2. But you're just not going to get Gibbs if you're drafting from the 12th position if you don't get him in the 2nd round. The big question is, would I take him? Yeah, I would, but I always make sure I have a backup plan. I would. I know what to do. Hopefully you guys do too. Grab 60 rounds, then you can cover yourself. All right, Tim, your next guy here. Must have, Tim. I hear you moaning about him. Now, is that you or is that Deshaun Watson during his butt massages?
Nope, sorry. I haven't had a massage recently, so.
All right, maybe you should call Deshaun Watson. He knows a couple places you can go.
All right. At first, I thought you meant maybe he'd give the massage. I'm like, sorry, Joe, no. I don't swing that way.
All right.
All right, anyways, let's get back to this.
All right, Derrick Henry.
My fourth must have. And remember, guys, I'm kind of going in an order here. So, and you'll notice something: running back, wide receiver, running.
I
Anyways,
pulled them up already.
it is Derrick Henry. And why not? I mean, come on. He's the focus of that offense. I've doubted him enough when, like 3-4 years ago when I was, he's just a running back. You can't do good in this league. Well, Derrick Henry has proven me wrong. But yeah, he's the focus of that offense. Yeah, D Hop is there. To me, that's just a benefit. I don't think it's going to hurt him in any way.
Well, one of two things will happen this year, Tim. Either he absolutely booms, or
This just in.
it's just in. Derrick Henry has hurt himself for trying to carry the load another 300
Yeah.
times this
That
year.
is true, man.
So
He's reaching that point, and age-wise too, he's right at that hump level. But I think this is one more, potentially two more good years.
wasn't it that old saying, he's long in the tooth? Is that the
Yeah.
saying? The long
Yep.
in the tooth is an old saying to say that he's old. I think he's got one more good year. I think this is his year. They brought in Tajay Spears, who looks pretty good. He looks pretty good. He was a workhorse in college. Maybe they're trying to groom him a little bit. Maybe that happens, but I don't know. Derrick Henry, this is going to be an interesting one for me. I think this is his last year. I think he has one last hurrah. This is. Let me put it this way: if I'm drafting Derrick Henry, I have no stock in him this year. Last year, I was all in on him, and I did well. If I do draft Henry, I believe this is going to be my absolute last year I'm going to do. I'm not going to do it. And then they drafted Will Levis. If they do make a quarterback change, how is that going to affect them bringing in a rookie quarterback? I mean, one thing that is good that I do love about Henry, I got to say this, I wasn't as excited, but when they added DeAndre Hopkins, that's exciting because then now you got Hopkins and Brooks on the outside. That's going to spread the defense back, maybe some less stacked boxes. So they're not so much just a running team now with the addition of Hopkins, as long as he stays healthy and goes back to even 80 to 90%, let's say even 80% of what he was a couple of years ago, then you've got a decent offense. But they're going to be run first, but it's going to open things up. So I'm a little excited about Henry. So yeah, volume. But what do you think? Last year for him?
I think so. I think next year you really got to lower where he's taken.
On a high level. Last year on a high level, I should say.
Yeah.
All right. Yep. Next guy here. Let's go.
It took you a while there. Dramatic pause.
It's a 6-second intro. I gotta shorten that down. Or breaking news. All right, Damion Pierce. Now, Tim, I get a lot of slack on this one. Flack, whatever you want to say.
Flack.
People say it's Damion. No, Damien, but it's Damion. I'm clearly reading what's there. Like, I remember the old neon car, right? It was Neon or neon colors. So I'm seeing Meon. So Damion Pierce. Like, it's
okay,
just
Giuseppe.
Yeah. I mean, fine. If you want to pronounce it, I'm not going to get offended by it, is what I'm saying. Okay. Joseph. And that should be Joseph, right? Joseph, or just Josef.
Yeah, but no, it's Giuseppe.
Giuseppe. All right, that's fine. So, but it's Damion Pierce. I love him. I'm not going to spend too much time. You guys, if you listen to my channel, this is more of a Tim episode because they want to know who you love, because I think they know who I love this year. Damion Pierce, love him. 4th round ADP, true workhorse. They only brought in Singletary, who sucks. Improved offense. I'm loving Tank Dell. I've got Tank Dell, the rookie wide receiver, stashed on all my teams. Now, I don't know if you saw the catch, Tim. It was in preseason. Everybody saw the catch. Tank Dell caught a ball from rookie CJ Stroud in the end zone, kind of bounced up. He came down. Incredible highlight reel catch. Nobody who knew who Tank Dell was. Now all the Conships are riding him. He was going undrafted. They're riding him. I ended up drafting this guy back in like July on all my teams. Okay, even back in May, Jimmy was talking. Actually, Jim was the first person that mentioned Jimmy Maverick, mentioned him on the show, and then I've been all over it since. This was back in May. So long story short, they've got some decent receivers, right? Stroud's going to throw the ball. Damion Pierce, it's going to be only better than last year. And Damion had a good year last year in his rookie year. Runs with a lot of heart, runs strong. 220 attempt floor is my picture. In my vision, 10 touchdowns, 30 to 40 receptions. He's going to be a solid RB2 with upside. And again, you get him in the 4th round. Love Damion Pierce here, Tim. Love him.
So I don't get where you're coming up with this 10 rushing touchdowns. Like, that's a lot to ask.
I mean, who else? You give it to Singletary? No, they get near the goal line. Damien's pounding.
The point is, 4 last year. So you're saying he's going to more than double this year. And it's not just on him. It's the team in general. You're saying that they're so much better now.
I don't know if they're so much better, but they are better. And last year he missed a few games as well, and he was a
Yeah.
rookie. So you got rookie, you got, crappy team, you got no wide receivers. It was a disaster. Davis Mills was ugly, just not playing well, not physically. Well, I don't know, but look, I'm not judging his look. Ugly play. CJ. I'm
Don't
not saying
cancel me because I said he's ugly.
yeah, yeah. I'm not saying CJ Stroud's going to be a solution. We don't know. I mean, he's a rookie, right? We don't know what to expect, but it's hard to be worse than last year. And I think Damion Pierce is settled. And again, I just feel that they're just going to be way more efficient. So he's going to get, if he plays the full season, barring any injury, I don't see any reason why 10 touchdowns, as long as they get in that red zone and get him in there, he should be the man plugging it in. So 10 is, I think, a reasonable number.
That's what he needs, to be honest with you. I mean, that's kind of what any running back that you're going to take in the top 5 you want. You got to have it.
Yeah.
That's how they make a lot of their fantasy points, is the touchdowns.
All right, Tim.
All right, you want my final? This is probably going to shock you because I was totally against this guy last year, and I think I made my point as to why I was against him. But this year, I like him because the value is right. The price is right. Deebo Samuel. The price is right. The price is wrong, bitch.
That was a game show. Sorry. Okay, so let me pull him up here. Deebo Samuel. Now, why do you like him so much?
He's going like early 4th, mid 4th. So something at that price, totally worth it because CMC is there. But y'all know how the CMC story goes too, right? Joe loves to harp on that. And I never wish or take into account injuries, but CMC has a proven history. And no matter what, I think Deebo's just going to do that little bit better this year to make the price that you're paying for him totally worth it.
Yeah, I mean, everyone's high on him last year because he had a big year the year before. We said fade him. He's overinflated on those rushing touchdowns. He's used as a gadget player 2 years ago. I mean, no way but up really for him. I think Purdy could be better than people think at quarterback. This is a tough one for me. I think he's going to be safe. Like, I'm not crazy about him. I must not, like, it's not a must have for me, but I think he'll be good. There's some upside there. I really do.
To me, the price is right. Like, I'm early to mid 4th and CMC potential of, how his story goes. I don't wish anything bad on him. He's a phenomenal player. However, he's missed a lot of time in the last 3 years. So if that happens, then the sky is the limit for Deebo. But even if CMC plays the full year, I'm still very high on Deebo. I think his numbers are going to be quite a bit better than last year.
Yeah. He's not a must-have for me, that's all. But Tim likes him. I mean, you never know, right? That's what makes fantasy so much fun. All right, my last guy here, I know you're not excited about him. He looks, and there's already some negative talk about him, is Quentin Johnston. Because, again, I feel like Keenan Allen's going to break his leg, and Mike Williams, they always get hurt. It's just the bottom line. They always get hurt, those guys. And Keenan Allen is old. He's old as dirt, aging wide receiver. Quentin Johnston was drafted in the first round. Had his touchdown. He had a touchdown, Tim, in his debut in preseason. He dropped a few balls that same game. But I keep reminding people that Jamar Chase dropped a ball or two in preseason. Look how good he turned out. So he's got the right guy throwing to him in Justin Herbert. Now, I watched his highlight tapes, and a lot of the throws, he was underthrown. He had to come back to the ball. I don't think that's going to be the same problem when you have a guy like Justin Herbert throwing the ball who throws more than anybody else in the NFL, next to guys like Pat Mahomes, who throws the ball a lot, and other guys. But Quentin Johnston's really going to thrive this year. He's set to be in a good position. He's going to be on the field 70+% of the time. Like, I don't see any reason why. Keenan Allen, maybe he plays slot. You got Mike Williams on the outside. I don't see why Quentin Johnston isn't outside with Mike Williams. So, I mean, he's going to be on the field a lot. You don't draft a guy in the first round to sit him. It might take him 3 to 4 weeks to get integrated, but I love the round 7 and 9 draft value. And I'm fading Allen. I'm getting Quentin Johnston. What do you think of Quentin?
That's what I was going to ask you. I was going to ask you, where are you taking him? And the fact that you're taking him 7 to 9 and he's a must-have for you, as long as you can get him within that range, if you can get him later, even better. Sure, man. I mean, I got nothing wrong with you saying you have a must-have that late in the draft. But to me, that's why we did this differently, though. To me, if he's a must-have for me, I got to have him relatively early in the draft. That's a must-have. If you're later in the draft, I'm hoping to get you, but I don't really care. You're not a must-have. I'm not going to die if I don't get you.
Yeah, Tim. Connor's stepping back into the studio to end the show here.
He's probably pissed off that we didn't put enough sheep picks in there.
I think that's what it's about. I mean, his hair is all fluffed up and everything, and he's ready to argue here. Connor, do you want to end the show? I want to end this on a positive note. I want to keep this completely positive and respectful. Okay. All right, Connor, welcome back to the show. F you all. Where's CMC? He's a must-have. Where's Eckler? He's a must-have. And where's the hair on Tim's head? Because I don't see any.
That is a must-have.
Oh my goodness. I mean, I'm losing it here, and the herd back there are losing it. I don't know what to do.
I'm sorry, Sheepy. It just wasn't that kind of show today.
Well, you need to fix it. You need to fix it fast, and you need to fix it good.
The only way I can fix it is by taking Joe's hand out of your butt.
It's not in my butt. He's actually supporting me because I'm short. That's all it is. That's all it's ever been.
He's lifting you up.
He's lifting me up. Just like I want to lift up CNC and Eckler on this episode. I'm losing it. I'm going back to the herd. I gotta go. Ah! Oh my goodness.
What was that? Was that a laugh? What was that?
That was he's hyperventilating. He's losing it. There was no Eckler. There was no CMC. Jefferson kind of scratched his itch, but it just wasn't enough.
I got it. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, still, my picks were relatively sheepish. They're just not all the top.
I think he's telling me now he's on the floor kind of like falling over. Like he's kind of hyperventilating. He's got a paper bag out now. He's hinting, Tony Pollard. Yeah. He's also whispering Jefferson. So yeah, I mean, he likes those
I did
picks.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm recommending Jefferson as well, but I mean, he's been perfect too long. I mean, who knows? Barring any injury, he still stays safe. Not going to say anything, but I mean, I just like to go running back instead. That's all.
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah.
All right. That is it. Those are your must-haves, must-drafts players, the best players to draft in fantasy football 2023. Draft them with confidence. Just be careful with some of Tim's picks. I think Pollard is a little questionable. I think Pollard is as questionable as the sheep, Connor. I don't know. We'll see. That's how I feel about him.
And I think rookies coming in are questionable as must-haves. Okay.
Like Connor, questionable?
No, like just totally questionable. I know Connor. I know where he's
at. All right, guys, we're out. Thanks for being here. Tim, thanks for coming on. I know people like to see you. You're dressed all counseled out today. You look really good. And you took off the glasses and you're looking fresh.
Although I'm kind of squinty-eyed, no?
A little bit. All right, we're out, guys. Lion mentality. Subscribe, thumbs up. Drop a comment below. Who's a must-have for you?
Have a good one.
Bye, Tim. Bye.